Previously on The Greatest Estate Developer, our hero shattered the impossible trials, escaped a collapsing metropolis, uncovered a hidden conspiracy, while the system unleashed relentless assassins. And now the story continues. The skyscraper crumbles, sending a thunderous roar as Lee Jun-woo darts through the collapsing cityscape. Jagged debris showers the streets, columns toppling like dominoes. Every heartbeat costs precious land for his latest venture, and the ticking clock fuels his desperation. He catches a torn billboard flickering with a cryptic symbol. With no time to waste, he barrels toward the first contested lot, eyes locked on the prize. Lee Jun-woo arrives at the shattered ground where a ripped plaque bears an enigmatic mark. He reads it as the inaugural parcel in the devastated zone, a foothold that could spark his empire before rivals claim it. Securing it means the city's rebirth starts with his hands. With a pleading gesture, the angel lifts a trembling hand as the shattered halo flickers. It offers mercy, urging Lee Jun-woo to cease his assault. This mercy test forces the hero to choose between relentless aggression or a brief mercy. Lee Jun-woo hesitates, weighing the cost of compassion against his ambition.
If you stop now, I'll forgive you. Stay down.
The fractured halo hums, sparks cascading like fireflies. The ground trembles, revealing a crimson ancient sigil etched into the stone beneath. Lee Jun-woo senses a deeper, ominous threat awakening beneath the city's ruins. A concealed adversary stirs, ready to emerge from the darkness. Lee Jun-woo roars, "I told you to stay down." Jun-woo lunges, his sword humming, while a nearby knight mocks his off-key war chant. The knight slaps a penalty card on Jun-woo for swearing during the charge. Ignoring the scolding, Jun-woo drives his blade toward the angel's glowing core. The blade inches toward the halo's heart, tension mounting. The blade strikes the halo, unleashing a blinding flash across the arena. Fragments of divine armor scatter, and the angel reels, its defenses crumbling. Jun-woo spots a narrow breach forming and prepares a final thrust. This decisive move could seal the angel's fate. A glowing numeral flashes above the battlefield, marking the 7th strike.
Lee Jun-woo lunges, his humming blade striking the angel's halo, scattering divine shards and exposing a trembling gap as the 7th strike flashes, heralding a decisive showdown. The arena holds its breath as destiny hangs on his next move. Jun-woo feels his hope crumble as the county's fate teeters on misery, yet his teammates surge with sudden friendliness points, their power swelling while his own resolve shatters. The contrast fuels a desperate fire within him. The angel's shield flickers to zero, the arena gasps, and Jun-woo raises his sword, daring the final counter as darkness looms, leaving the outcome hanging. Only one will survive the looming void.
The next arc starts soon and it changes everything. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry. You'll want to be there.
The Greatest Estate Developer's masterpiece looms, its steel spine tearing the city's foundations. Lee Jun-woo stands on a cliff, eyes scanning a sprawling metropolis of half-built towers and empty plots. He points at a barren hill, declaring it the site of his next empire. Peasants gather, hope flickering in their faces for jobs and prosperity. Jun-woo grips a rolled blueprint, feeling the weight of ambition pulse through his veins. Veteran advisor Park Min-kyu steps forward, offering hard-won insight, while financier Kim Hee-jin whispers about capital. Jun-woo vows to claim the hill before any rival can lay claim. A royal messenger arrives, seal glinting, demanding the land petition be presented to the council before the deadline. A massive hamster gigantor snaps a piece of timber with a loud chew, echoing across the hall. The sound momentarily eases the tension. Jun-woo raises his hands, trying to calm the crowd. He shouts, "Dear sirs, let's all calm down a little." His voice carries over the murmurs, buying a few seconds before the formal hearing begins. The magistrate pauses, considering the appeal. The angelic envoy watches, still unmoved. Jun-woo's plea creates a brief respite, giving him time to negotiate or find allies before the trials. "Dear sirs, let all calm down a little." The angel Javier raises his hand, ready to read the contract. A sword-wielding knight steps forward, eyes fixed on Javier. He raises his blade, shouting a threat that cuts through the quiet. He declares he will end the angel's life, pleading for the others to stop him. The knight's voice trembles, but his resolve is clear. No angel will walk free without a fight. Tension spikes as weapon meets wing.
Ah! I'll end your life. Please stop it. He's still an angel. What actually happened?
The knight's blade now hangs over Javier's feathered wings. Javier lowers his gaze, a faint smile crossing his face. He thanks Junwoo for the aid, calling him a good person. He downplays the gesture, saying anyone would have done the same.
A sword-wielding knight lunges at Javier, brandishing a blade that threatens to end the angel's life, while Junwoo seizes the magistrate's contract to claim the Eye of Summer. Javier's calm smile cracks, revealing fear that losing his angelic powers threatens the lower realm, while Junwoo risks his soul to wield power for dominance. The magistrate's parchment glows ominously, and the looming question remains whether Junwoo can seize the eye before the angel's vengeance erupts, threatening all realms.
The action is only getting faster. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry and try to keep up.
Sir Lloyd unleashes a cursed note. The sound tears the skyline, shattering towers, crushing stalls. The Frontera estate loses half its holdings in seconds. The devastation forces Lloyd to face his own ruinous power. A solitary red sigil blazes over the wreckage. The crimson emblem sears the heavens, hovering over the ruined streets. Whispering villagers gasp, fearing a looming curse. The omen ignites noble fury, uniting them against Lloyd's ambitions. With a daring shout, Lloyd summons the forest's hidden denizens. Lloyd projects his call into the timberline, his voice echoing among twisted trunks. The startled deer, rabbit, and squirrel freeze, ears twitching. Their eyes glimmer with ancient curiosity. Greetings, forest kin. Lloyd declares the dam will seal within hours. Workers scramble, hauling slabs, pouring concrete under his relentless gaze. He warns any delay could trigger the truth jewel's awakening. A low voice mutters that the timing feels off, hinting hidden motives. The crew feels the pressure, but trusts Lloyd's engineering genius. It'll be finished in a few hours. Whispered chatter masks a deeper secret about the angel's designs. A distant voice mutters about Y'all's cryptic code, but the question fades. Determined, Lloyd raises his cursed chant louder, masking shame with purpose. He endures embarrassment, believing his voice can seal the dam and shield the townsfolk. The crowd watches, hope trembling as his song battles the looming disaster. Lloyd challenges the orb, accusing the author of sloppy storytelling in the Iron Blood Knight saga. The orb admits the tale's half-finished edges. Lloyd demands the hidden secret that could finish the dam. The exchange hints that concealed knowledge may tip the balance of the jewel's activation. Lloyd completes his bathroom ritual, wipes the porcelain, rolls a thin strip of paper, inserts it, turns right 5 times, left 5, repeats thrice. The odd procedure follows the ancient truth jewel protocol, a required step to trigger its power. Any mistake could abort the dam's activation. He prepares to repeat the sequence as the crowd watches, tension mounting. Through pain, Lloyd forces his voice. I've toiled without rest, carrying hope for a better tomorrow, his tone wavering. The crowd repeats their pleas. Please breathe. Is your heart still beating? His determination fuels the dam's magic, but his weakening heart threatens the final seal. The next moment will test whether his resolve can hold the jewel's power. The crowd rushes to the dam's control stone. A rabbit yells, "Wake up, Master Lloyd!" A squirrel joins, demanding his heart. A mage checks Lloyd's mana flow, muttering, "Is it normal?" Lloyd clutches his chest, gasps, and chants, "Just a little more." His voice steadies the magic sealing the dam. The ritual hangs on his fading resolve.
Lloyd watches the Frontera Dam's massive concrete wall rise behind him, water thundering behind the barrier, while the Truth Jewel's blue hologram erupts, flooding the valley with searing light. Lloyd's heart clamps under the surge, his ragged pleas for breath echoing among terrified onlookers, forcing him to face the crushing weight of his hope and the countless lives teetering on his survival. The ethereal voice vows a private answer, yet the dam's power spikes, the forest trembles, and the crowd's frantic cries leave Lloyd's fate, and the jewel's secret, dangling on the brink.
You got the recap, now I need the sub. Let's make a deal. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The city turns to crystal, a frozen tomb. Kim Soo-ho awakens inside Lloyd Frontera's body, eyes burning on the icy skyline. Two lives clash, student heart and noble blood. Panic spikes. If he dies, both futures shatter. His mind races, forging a risky revival scheme. I have two lives. What if I die first? He fears that a jump to Seoul might erase his very existence. Kim Soo-ho hatches a wild revival plan. Could the ritual fling him into Seoul? He trembles, fearing that stepping out would erase his borrowed body. He convinces himself it isn't death, just a relocation. The inner battle fuels a brutal determination to survive without disappearing. Lloyd Frontera lunges forward, shouting, "I am Lloyd Frontera." He confesses his body still aches from recent overexertion, yet he vows to spearhead the right. Hessa Swordmaster flags Lloyd's frailty, warning that his recent strain leaves him vulnerable. The circle reshapes the ceremony, banking on Lloyd's iron will to offset his fatigue. Unity strains under this test, questioning whether the sacrifice can still hold. Meanwhile, Javier readies the final component, the ritual edging toward completion. The team maps the cascade of disasters that would ravage the land should the right falter. Kim Soo-ho unveils a covert tactic. Lloyd must rest now, gathering strength to stem the tide of misfortune. The group demands a timeline. Javier lifts a finger, demanding to know when the appeal may start. He replies that the higher beings remain undecided and the council could linger indefinitely. Each ticking second edges the truth jewel nearer to oblivion.
When would that happen? Not yet. Higher meeting may drag.
Their desperate prayer must reach the heavens before the Celestial Council's indecision seals their fate. Hesser approaches, eyes sweeping the circle, landing on Lloyd kneeling, palms fused. He asks, "What are you doing?" Lloyd answers, "Praying, infusing the appeal with pure intent." The celestial decree demands a heartfelt prayer. The ritual's success now hinges on their sincerity.
What are you doing? I'm praying.
Lloyd bows, conceding, "All right, Sir Javier, I apologize. You've misread the truth jewel's threat." He reveals that the jewel hides a secret condition. Javier snaps, "A condition? What condition?" The dialogue forces them to unearth the precise clause that could either rescue or doom their world.
Sorry, Sir Javier. You misunderstand the jewel's danger. A condition? Explain the condition.
Their next move hinges on decoding that fatal condition. Lloyd confronts the council, demanding why they warned of looming despair. Javier counters, insisting they should stay idle, only stepping in if chaos erupts. Their clash exposes the council's hesitance, a pause that could allow the truth jewel's demolition to proceed unchecked. Javier glares at Soo-ho Kim, puzzling over his unsettling grin. He mutters that Soo-ho intends to invite the dead into heaven, a blasphemous scheme. Lloyd adds that Soo-ho appears as if he emerged from hell. Their suspicion deepens, endangering their fragile alliance. Doubt threatens to split the team before the final petition. The looming showdown with the Yal now looms larger than ever.
Lloyd storms the council chamber, demanding a halt to the truth jewel's demolition and forcing Javier to expose the hidden fears that cripple Lloyd's resolve, shattering the council's polished facade. The raw confession rattles the marble pillars, exposing the fragile veneer of authority. Lloyd teeters on the brink of losing his credibility and the Magenta royal family's divine favor, while the council's members wrestle with sleepless guilt and the terrifying prospect of a secret heavenly war. Their doubts swirl like storm clouds, threatening to eclipse any hope. Javier's glare at Soo-ho Kim and the promise to invite the dead into heaven split the council, while Yal remains silent, hinting at a power struggle that could reshape heaven itself. The silent deity watches, its motives veiled, as the mortal realm trembles.
The only Manwa channel you need. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
A wedding invitation conceals a demolition order. Tonight the county's skyline will fall. The parchment, titled "The Greatest Estate Developer," slides onto the table. The chief architect strides forward, throws open the door and commands, "Enter." The engineer bows, ready to beg forgiveness.
Please come in.
Lloyd bows, whispers, "Sorry for disturbing your rest." The architect gestures, replies, "No problem, what's wrong?" Tension builds as Lloyd prepares to unveil the hidden paper. Sorry for disturbing your rest.
No, it's fine. What's the matter?
Lloyd then draws the wedding invitation. Lloyd unfurls a folded parchment, announces, "It's my wedding invitation." A low chant erupts, incomprehensible syllables bouncing off stone. The air vibrates, hinting hidden magic awakening. The duo glance nervously, fearing the ritual will summon the Eye of Summer's power. The rising energy may lure the kingdom's foes. The floor shudders, a blinding column erupts from the sigil. The engineer and architect shield their eyes as the Winter Heart weapon materializes, humming with raw power. Rivals lurk in shadows, poised to seize the artifact. The clash for the weapon ignites. The Winter Heart fully materializes. A blue column ignites the chamber. Lloyd seizes its core, feeling power surge through him. The architect steps forward, sword drawn, vowing to guard it. Javier steps forward, hand on his chest, pledging respect to the queen. She narrows her eyes, demanding his purpose within the throne chamber amid the swirling unrest.
I, Javier Azrahan, pay my respects to the queen of our land.
Her query hangs in the hall, demanding answers. The queen repeats, "Pardon?" as courtyard clamor drowns her voice. No servant steps forward, only her echo rebounds off stone. She scans the hall, hoping for a reply, but chaos persists. She refuses to accept silence. Javier mumbles a cryptic code, then clears his throat. He explains the county's stockpile of unused rebars and asks where they could serve, hoping the queen sees his strategic edge. The queen presses the architect, demanding truth about his earlier claim. Javier smirks, then bellows, "Ready the Eye of Summer for the kingdom's defense." The command ignites the forging of a dangerous weapon, escalating the conflict.
Prepare the Eye of Summer.
The kingdom's weapon is about to be forged. Lloyd fumes, fearing the loss of the Winter Heart, the kingdom's last hope. He brands the angel a fraud, citing its stuttered speech. Javier questions the echoing voice, pondering if any being can truly be an angel while sowing chaos. "We can't give away the Winter Heart."
His voice rang. Could he be an angel?
Javier still plots to harness the angel's power.
Javier brandishes the Eye of Summer, demanding Lloyd accept it as the Queen's command, igniting a volatile showdown amid whispers of celestial betrayal. Lloyd feels his kingdom's last hope crumble as the Winter Heart slips away, while the Queen wavers between regal resolve and terror of a false angel's deception. The crowd erupts, demanding Javier's hidden motives, as the angel's wavering voice hints at a deeper conspiracy that could shatter the kingdom before the Eye's power ever awakens.
They thought he was weak. They were wrong. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to see what happens.
Master Lloyd's death ignites a frantic scramble for the Eye of Summer. Panic erupts through the city. The council storms the vaulted hall. Lee Jun-woo, the greatest estate developer, watches nobles clash. Han Jun-sik steps forward, demanding the secret act that hides the eye end. Vassals whisper, fearing loss of their power. Lloyd's frail body lies on a dais, pulse fading. All know the artifact can halt the restoration phenomenon threatening the kingdom. Indecision could hand the eye to rival factions. The race begins, land and power hanging on who seizes it first. A council member now pushes for an immediate end to the deception. A council member snaps, "You answered right away." An ethereal voice trembles from the vaulted ceiling. Ankh. The angel, draped in luminous robes, hovers above the council, wings shimmering. Nobles gasp, some kneel, others stare in disbelief. A senior advisor steps forward, voice steady, and speaks.
Verkis, king of dragons, said changed fates revert. We need true jewel. Council members exchange worried glances, recognizing the weight of the prophecy. Without the true jewel, the restoration phenomenon will undo every deed the Frontera family achieved. The revelation forces the council to act immediately, lest the kingdom's fate reset.
The council now prepares to dispatch a team toward the hidden valley. The angel lifts its wings, a radiant beam sweeping across the vaulted chamber. Dust motes swirl in the light as council members shield their eyes. The beam settles onto an ancient tapestry, revealing hidden runes that pulse faintly. Vassals whisper, pointing at symbols that hint at the Eye of Summer. The scene sets the stage for a desperate search. The angel prepares to reveal the Eye of Summer. A grizzled counselor steps forward, voice cutting through murmurs. He admits persuading the vassals with mere stories is absurd, praising the angel's revelation as the only credible leverage. He then raises the lingering problem. The split between believers and skeptics could fracture the kingdom's response. A poised woman steps forward, announcing her engagement to Lloyd's son. She introduces herself as Alicia Terminal Magenta No, declaring the marriage pact. Her sudden appearance shocks the court, suggesting a political alliance that could affect Lloyd's quest for the Eye. This engagement may bring new resources or new enemies.
I am engaged to your son, Lloyd Frontera. Alicia Terminal Magenta No.
Alicia's claim forces the council to reconsider their strategy for the looming restoration crisis. After the servants' call, Lloyd steps into the corridor. Alicia Terminal Magenta No enters the chamber, walking confidently toward the council. She stops before Lloyd and bows slightly. She announces she will marry Lloyd's son, sealing a political alliance.
The council's desperation erupts when Alicia Terminal Magenta No strides in, declaring her engagement to Lloyd's son and sealing a sudden marriage pact that could reshape the realm's power balance. Lloyd feels his fragile hope crumble as his son's forced union threatens to bind him to unknown allies, while his own paralysis wrestles with the urgent need to survive and claim the Eye of Summer. Now the court watches, waiting to see whether Alicia's hidden motives empower Lloyd's scheme or trap him in a political snare, leaving the fate of the Eye of Summer hanging in uncertainty.
System notifications are about to go crazy. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry.
The Queen's crown disappears and Lloyd Frontera's empire teeters on the brink. The royal treasure vanishes, sending the court into chaos. Accusations roar from every noble. The Queen threatens a deadly curse unless the loot returns. Lord H-Wang leans in, warning that the loss could shatter Lloyd's holdings. Panic spikes. Lloyd must act within minutes or watch everything crumble. Fingers fly, and Marcos leaps forward to seize the moment. A royal guard bursts in, clutching a sealed scroll. He tears it open before Lloyd, unveiling the Eye of Summer prophecy. The parchment declares the treasure lies within the Magenta vault. The guard gestures toward the vault's iron doors. Lloyd's eyes flare. If the loot remains there, the hunt begins. An official steps forward, declaring, "By recent events, your son now holds the kingdom's treasure." He continues, "That relic was bestowed upon the Magenta house by Tyrannus, the founding divine dragon." Murmurs ripple as the crowd recalls the sacred lineage. A second voice adds, "Tyrannus, who crossed paths with Lloyd Frontera by chance, questioned how a commoner could claim the treasure." Lloyd's silence thickens the tension. The court presses Lloyd to answer the dragon's challenge. A stern herald bellows, "Having deceived the divine dragon, he must answer for his lies." He fixes Lloyd, demanding, "Will he not face the consequence?" The accusation looms, hinting a curse if the falsehood remains unchecked. The Queen presses on, "You will labor beside me, pushing to the limit for our kingdom." Lloyd's fists ball, his voice sharp. "I refuse." His defiance jeopardizes the alliance. The Queen's scheme to harness Lloyd's engineering genius for rebuilding the capital now meets resistance. Lloyd's rejection forces the Queen to contemplate a harsher ultimatum. The Queen sighs, "That was swift. Why reject it? You're the one who burdens others with endless labor." Lloyd rubs his temples, muttering, "I saw this coming, another arbitrary demand." He signals his refusal to be a pawn. Tension spikes as both sides weigh the marriage price. The Queen pivots, pressing Lloyd toward a fresh task. The Queen leans forward, voice razor sharp, demanding Lloyd act before the sigil vanishes. Lloyd studies the map, tracing the rumored Eye of Summer site with his finger. A servant bursts in, presenting a sealed scroll stamped with the kingdom's seal. Inside, a hidden clause references the stolen treasure. Lloyd tucks the scroll away, knowing each second fuels the curse's advance. A covert messenger emerges, hinting at the treasure's true keeper. Lloyd ascends the raised dais as the Queen scans the assembled court. She points at the floor map, demanding answers. The Count steps forward, sword at his side, offering his troops. The Countess bows, clutching a sealed seal. Courtiers murmur, eyes darting between Lloyd and the royal family.
Lloyd ascends the dais, swearing to end the unrest. The Queen commands him to seize the Eye of Summer before the sigil fades, as a cloaked messenger unveils a parchment reading Ja, exposing a lie. Lloyd kneels before the throne, whispering a trembling promise to his lost parents. The Queen's advisors warn that defying the ancient revelation could unleash a kingdom-wide curse, crushing his hope. The Queen pauses, eyes flickering between the accusing crowd and Lloyd's stare. A noble shouts for accountability, and Marcos brandishes a banner blaming Lloyd for chaos. The kingdom's fate teeters on a single decision.
You know it's good when you forget what time it is. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry.
The emergency council convenes under a veil of deceit. The kingdom's destiny teeters on a single contract. Jinwoo Lee, the famed greatest estate developer, strides onto the vaulted dais of the House of Lords, his boots echoing off cold stone. He slams his fist into the podium, voice booming, demanding an urgent session. Every noble's gaze snaps to him as he vows to settle the angel's revelation once and for all. Murmurs ripple through the chamber, a tide of hidden motives surfacing. The stern Count Older readies himself to speak, his eyes narrowing as he prepares his argument. The council formalizes the session, branding it the emergency super great meeting of the House of Lords, as Older proclaims. The chair announces they will now discuss the angel's revelation, urging the bestowal of the Eye of Summer upon Lloyd Frontera. Duke Toscana is ordered to speak only after permission, his protests dismissed as background noise. The chamber leans toward following the angel, though skeptics murmur doubts. A clerk whispers, urging a hurried join of the Hari squad before the system crashes. Lawrence prepares to cast his decisive vote on granting the eye. Murmurs of betrayal ripple as honor is challenged. Older erupts, branding the merchant idea an insult to the kingdom's dignity and demanding a plan that respects tradition. Lawrence retorts that the mountain work will require massive budgeting, warning that costs will skyrocket. The clash reveals the council's split between profit and pride, each side defending its vision.
Your merchant idea insults our kingdom's honor.
Mountains need work, budget will explode.
A suggestion to share the loan now hangs in the air. Older asks the assembled lords if they should collectively shoulder the loan for the mountain project, framing it as a shared responsibility to prevent any single house from drowning. The scene shifts to sweeping vistas of the Vantara peaks, jagged cliffs shrouded in swirling mist, a faint glow marking the rumored demon territory. Soldiers and engineers stand at the base, eyes fixed on the looming barrier. This visual cue confirms the mountain's peril and the imminent need for a bold plan. The next scene promises Lloyd's first move into the demon lands. Lloyd asks the council if anyone knows the old stories about the demons, stressing that everyone seems to know them, so his question is simple. Lawrence steps forward and explains that demons once lived in the world, and their descendants now occupy the summit of the Vantara Mountains. Blood splatters on the stone floor as the battle pauses. Older grips his sword, shouting Ma Oni to rally his troops. Lawrence shouts back, urging the workers to hold the line. The demon sentinels hesitate, confused by the sudden chant. The giant hamster snorts, shaking its head, then darts toward the broken ice wall. The council watches, weighing the unexpected chant's effect. The demons regroup, snarling louder. Lawrence steps forward, whispering Mai as a signal to his engineers. He points to the blueprint pinned to the wall, showing a tunnel under the mountain. The nobles murmur, some skeptical, others intrigued. Older tightens his grip, eyes fixed on the demon ranks.
Lloyd commands an all-out breach of Credo, unleashing a colossal hamster-pulled carriage into the demon ranks as Alder and Lawrence clash swords with the snarling guardians. Alder stakes his reputation on the daring charge, while Lawrence risks his crew's lives, knowing a single misstep could drown their ambitions in blood. As the demons regroup and the tunnel's icy ceiling threatens collapse, the council watches the hamster-dragged carriage stall, their salvation hanging on a fragile, unseen promise.
The world is expanding, and you'll want a guide. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry.
The city trembles as Suho's grand blueprint sparks a relentless countdown. The visionary builder strides onto the chaotic site, slamming a hand on the ground. Hold! He roars, demanding a breath to pose a critical question. Workers freeze, eyes sharp, aware that a single pause could stall the entire deadline. Just a second, I have to ask. From the gloom, the Demon Supreme watches, his presence a silent, dangerous threat. A shadowy challenger steps forward, voice slicing the clamor. Why do you keep running? The blunt query forces Suho to face his own flight from the looming demon menace. Every word teeters on igniting a wider war across the battlefield. Suho clamps his jaw, choking a flood of accusations. A demon king cries, "You terrorize our children?" Despite Suho's claim of innocence, tension spikes, the atmosphere volatile as both factions battle restraint. I have many things to say, but I hold back.
You claim to talk, yet you frighten our children.
The children's dread becomes a blade aimed at Suho. Suho turns to the demon youths, pleading, "Did I hurt you?" The demon king erupts, pronouncing the human dead. The sudden death threat forces Suho to choose his next move in an instant, an urgent decision. Artades the Fifth ascends, proclaiming, "I am the demon supreme, ruler of all." His declaration eclipses the 8 kings, commanding the hidden realm. Suho and his allies now face the true mastermind, stakes soaring, an overwhelming confrontation.
I am Artades the Fifth, the Demon Supreme, leader of the demons.
Suho now doubts the Supreme's alleged mind reading, suspicion growing. Lloyd leans in, whispering, "That Supreme may read minds, stay sharp." He warns his comrades to watch for hidden powers cautiously. Mistrust thickens, complicating any dialogue. Tension spikes as they contemplate their next step. The Demon Supreme, can she read my thoughts? The Supreme rebuffs, shatter the barrier and our home dies. Suho retorts, urging expansion beyond the seal to multiply harvests and demon numbers, urging them to claim fresh lands. The dispute over territory intensifies, a radical debate.
If we dispel the barrier, our home vanishes. No route.
Find larger land, we produce more food and more demons. For the first time, demons contemplate abandoning their sealed realm, a bold shift. The Supreme explains, when a human glimpses a demon, terror erupts, sparking violence, even if we come in peace. Since Credo's edict, demons have never faced attack, yet primal dread persists.
The Supreme hauls the human envoy into his citadel, unveils the ancient demon credo, and warns that any trade line slicing the cold air barrier will crush demon home. He commands Suho to become the hero who shatters the seal, an ominous decree. Suho feels his drive to secure farmland for humanity clash with demons' desperate need for survival, forcing him to balance feeding countless people against the terror of destroying a species' sanctuary. A weighty dilemma. A wary demon eyes Suho's response, smirking as the Demon Supreme bets the hero already knows the answer. A tense pause before Suho decides whether to shatter the cold air barrier, save the demons, or ignite a war, the air thick with intensity.
Giving you the best manhwa content is my job.
He glimpses the estate's imminent collapse, 5 seconds before the world shatters. In a shadowed hall, Jang Jeongwoo grips a rolled blueprint, whispering that the time to pack has arrived. A glowing banner flashes the words, "The greatest estate developer," a beacon of why his exit could rewrite destiny. He snatches his tools, notes, and shimmering magic stones, while the silent crew watches, torn between loyalty and fear. Every future project now pivots on his next breath. With a final heave, he hoists the last crate, eyes the storm-torn skyline, and strides toward the humming portal. The portal sputters, heralding Artines as he steadies to speak of the heavenly kings. Jang Jeongwoo points toward the rolling hills beyond, painting a picture of a sanctuary where fear would melt away. He implores the child to walk beside him, promising a settlement built on safety and acceptance. The child stiffens, voice cracking. "No, I won't go," she shouts, clutching her rags tighter. Her defiant cry reverberates through the courtyard, threatening to stall the rescue. Her refusal matters. If she stays, the barrier remains untested, and the demon's freedom hangs in limbo, deepening mistrust between humans and demons. "Come with me, little one, to a new home." "I won't, I'm staying here." He then pleads for her to accompany him beyond the barrier itself. Below the barrier, a human village sprawls, smoke curling from thatched huts. Children cower behind doors, eyes wide with terror. Villagers whisper, their voices trembling as rumors of demons ripple through the streets. One child clutches a torn doll, shaking. Fear spikes, threatening to erupt into outright violence. Jang Jeong-woo watches from the edge, calculating a way to soothe the panic. Their next action will either safeguard Leela or seal her fate. A stout hamster waddles into view, patting its swollen belly. It grunts, "I've bulked up after training with Melika," then squeaks, "Time for a cut soon." Its self-aware humor eases the tension in the air.
Villagers surge toward Lila, spears raised, chanting, "Kill her!" Jang Jeong-woo slams his weathered tome shut, shouting that the ancient tale must end before the barrier finally breaks. Lila feels the crushing weight of betrayal, fearing death while the villagers' hysteria fuels her isolation. And Jang Jeong-woo risks his reputation to protect the fragile peace. As Lila clutches the barrier's edge, her trembling reflection hints at a hidden curse, leaving the fate of the village and the Dragon King's awakening hanging precariously.
Every week there's a new chapter. Every week people miss it without the subscription. Don't be one of them. Manwa with Hari.